Have you had a narcissist in your life and now suddenly you feel like they hate you? Or have you been discarded or left a narcissist and now you feel like they hate you? They won't talk to you. They smear you all over the place. They treat you like you're a stranger. They say attacking things. They play the victim. Have you had that happen? Are you wondering why suddenly someone that was supposed to love you seems to hate you, and why you're the one who was abused, but yet you're the one who's being hated on? Is that going on for you? I hope not, but if it is or if it has, let me know what you think, and let's talk about that a little bit today. So, as always, hit subscribe if you like, and I'm going to come on here and talk to you guys as much as I can, a couple times a week at least, live, and you can always ask questions. I'm just going to go on with the topic. You can ask questions as you like related to your own life and your own needs. And I will help you as I can. So anyway, why does the narcissist hate you? When you're the one who was abused, why are they the ones that turn on you and hate you at the end? So there's like a lot of reasons that I could come up with why they do this. Hello, Angela, and you're welcome for this topic. And let me know what's going on with you if you have any questions about this so that I can help you directly if you would like. Anyway, the narcissist, they can't handle or allow their truth to be seen. So once you've taken the mask off, once you have seen who they really are, unmasked them, even if you've been sweet and gentle about your approach of how you talk to them about it, or even if you haven't talked to them about it, they know you know. They know you know who they are and how they are and what they are. They know that they know that you don't see the idealized version of them any longer. They know that you see a truth about them that they don't want anyone to see. So they can't have that. And they turn on you to avoid seeing that truth themselves, to avoid admitting that truth exists. You know what I'm saying? It's a kind of avoidant way of not having any accountability for their own participation or actions in the relationship. Another thing is that they need to maintain control. So by being angry and hating you, they maintain control of you, because they know that when first of all, they know you. Most of us are pretty sensitive and we don't like people being angry at us. They know that if someone is angry and hating on us, that we have a reaction. They know that we are hurting or are sad or having whatever reaction we're having one, right? And it's not a neutral feeling, and it's not a feeling that lets that other person, being them, fade away in our memories. So they maintain control from a distance by hating on us. Does that make sense? Another thing is if you have crossed a line, and by that I mean simply spoken a truth, had tried to have a conversation, tried to discuss things with them, gone to therapy with them at the end, done things that where you say, hey, this is what I saw going on and I didn't like it, or this would hurt me in the relationship, can you change it? When you've crossed the line, so I'll tell you a story. When the psychopath was in my life, and when when the discard happened, and I said, I need to talk to you about this, blah, 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 like you would a healthy relationship, trying to have a discussion about what happened, even though I knew exactly what was going on. And I knew better than to do it, which is why I always advise don't even bother. So anyway, I said to him, I need to have a conversation. He said, be careful what you say. And I said, why? And I said, why do I need to be careful? We're not together. I think we could be honest with one another at this point. There's nothing to gain. There's nothing to lose. And he said, be careful what you say. If you cross the line, you'll never get back on the other side. And I said, what would be crossing the line? And he goes, you'll know it when you cross it. And so I said exactly what it was that I was feeling, which was, I feel like in this relationship, you always had to have control. You always had to have power. That there was never a chance for me to be myself. It wasn't all you statements. It was like, I felt like you did this, but I also felt like I felt like this in the relationship. I was trying to be fair, right, in my speech, and actually fair without the quotes. I was trying to be fair in my speech. Anyway, He said that was the line. In other words, don't tell me what I did. And he said, the moment you called me abusive, that was the line. And I never used the word. I never once used the word. I simply alluded at abuse, right? And described the abuse. So you see, when you cross the line, they have to hate you because you see them and you know exactly what they are and you know their darkness. Okay. Belle, hello. How do you stop the hurt? I'm gonna come back and talk to you after I finish this topic, and then so hold that thought and keep talking. Okay. So anyway, crossing the line. So if you're dealing with someone who's on the spectrum of psychopathy, or so if they're on the narcissistic spectrum, if they're way up on the high end, meaning psychopaths or sociopaths, their level of actually having human emotion is different. And they don't have the same reactions to emotion or have the emotions that people have when they have compassion and empathy, because their whole world is based on other emotions, which is getting pleasure from other people's pain, things like that. When you have the malignant narcissist or the psychopath or the sociopath, they hate you because they legitimately, you're a nuisance at this point. You're no longer valid as a human to them because you're no longer in play with them. So they'll hate you just to get rid of you. They'll hate you because they legitimately, maybe it isn't even hate with them. Maybe with them, it's more like they just don't care. All right. So another thing is, if you are not begging the narcissist to take you back, if you're not cowering and placating and fawning and doing all the things that they are used to you doing, they want you to grovel, they maybe want you to beg, they want your worship, your attention, your adoration, and when you're not giving it, they will hate you for not getting, because they can't get their way, like a spoiled brat, really, spoiled and fine, if you're not going to give me what I want, I hate you, that kind of thing. So they'll do that. They will hate you because they can no longer control you and they attack. We talked about that. They will hate you because it is good supply to know that they are hurting you. It's fantastic supply for them to know that it hurts you. Okay. Another thing is they want you to fight your way back in. In other words, prove to me how awesome I am. Prove to me how amazing I am that you will do anything and to get me back because I'm so incredible, right? So, and they'll hate you when you don't because you're not giving them what they need, which is to see themselves as that amazing person. So they also need to prove that they're not the ones in the wrong. They're not abusers. A lot of them need to prove that the delusion they have about themselves, especially the vulnerable covert that is out there, what the whole world thinks they're amazing, they're do-good people, they take care of people, that kind of person who is an actual narcissist in their own home with their loved ones, they need to believe that they are the delusional self that they put out in the world. They need to believe the mask. And so if you are in any way threatening that, it threatens their belief of themselves and they can't have it. So they hate you because you must be wrong, right? You must be wrong because they're certainly not. Okay. Some of them really don't care if they just move on to the next, and to the next, right? They could be in a full-blown devalue mode. A lot of them just go into the hot and cold is so extreme that they're in full-blown devalue mode and they're going to hate everything around them that has to do with you because they devalue you to that small in that moment in time. There's no why to that. That is the cycle of how some narcissists abuse. And if they're in the full-blown devalue mode and they're hating you, they legitimately don't see any good in you. They legitimately, and it's not because there's nothing good with you. It's because they're delusional and they have issues with not seeing people for who they are, but seeing people for the image of who they think they want them to be. Does that make sense? Yeah. Hey, Angela, I said hi to you. And E-Rock, hello, you guys. Let's see. They cannot stand being not needed, right? And to them, what does it mean to be needed? Being obeyed, being listened to, being not listened to in the way that like I need to be heard, listened to as in do what I say, obeyed. They can't stand it when they're not worshiped, when they're not the center of attention, when they're not and they'll hate you for not giving them those things. I think I kind of said that earlier, but yeah. Um, they cannot stand when you're okay without them. So if you have been discarded, or you have, especially if you have left, you've proven if you've left that you are just fine going on your own, even if it hurts. You can do it. You're strong. You're independent. And if you've been discarded, they see you at all as being better off, because they kind of must know you're better off, right? If they see that at all, they can't stand it, and they have to hate you for it. So another thing with a narcissist is a lot of them have that "if you're not with me, you're against me" mentality. So it's sort of like, if you've left or we've broken up, you're not with me anymore. You're not on my team. You're not on my side. Therefore, you're my enemy, and I hate you, right? It's all very childish, and it's all very immature emotionally, and it's not anything you want to have to deal with. They can't accept change in you. So if you have been with them, this is the last one I'm going to talk about, and then I will talk to you guys about what you're talking about. So if you have been in a relationship with them, and say you've started figuring out what they are, okay, and so you start to gray rock because you can't handle the abuse. You're not gray rocking to hurt them. You're gray rocking to protect yourself. You're gray rocking to diffuse the tempers that they have, to diffuse the abuse, to diffuse the gaslighting, right? So instead of engaging with it, you're just gray rocking it. They don't like that. Some of them do not like that. And so when they see that change in you, it makes you look strong. It makes you look powerful. It makes you look like you have a mind of your own. And when they discard after that, they will hate you and say, well, you changed. You didn't, you weren't responding to me. You weren't loving to me. You weren't this, you weren't that. And they'll hate you because they can't stand change. They need people to be the idealized image that they project them to be. So they need everyone around them to fill the role that they need that person to fill, and to be what that person is in their delusional thinking, so that it supports the delusion of their own ego, the delusion of who they think they are, even though they aren't what they think they are, right? Okay, so I'm going to I hope that is helpful in understanding a little bit about why they hate you. Basically, what I want to say here, they don't hate you because something's wrong with you. They don't hate you because you did something wrong, and they don't hate you because you were the aggressor, abuser, or wrong one in the relationship. They hate you because of all those other things. And there's other reasons too. I'm sure I missed a ton, but these are some of the reasons. You see, the thinking is very me-centric. It isn't us-centric. It isn't relationship-oriented. Remember that a narcissist cannot be in a relationship because they cannot relate. They cannot relate as human beings to other human beings using empathy, compassion, and having accountability for their own actions and behaviors and self within a relationship. So I always say you can't have a relationship with a narcissist. You can be supply. You can be used. You can be a slave, a tool, whatever you want to call it, but you can't have a relationship because they can't relate. Okay, excuse me. They hate you because you have a heart and they lost theirs, or they never had theirs, right? That is true. They can't stand, they see it as weakness sometimes that we have empathy. They love to make us cry, and they hate us for the fact that we do it. Excuse me. Okay. They hate that. I have experienced, E-Rock saying, I've experienced the psychopathic glares every other day, trying to triangulate me with my neighbor and non-reactions. My father literally told me he always hated me. And they will, especially the parent narcissist will come up with, I hated you. I've always hated you. Oh, it's so awful. Yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you. What do you have going on here? Okay, so Belle is asking, how do you stop the hurt? I've been with a narcissist I never recognized us at start for 6 years now. Saving to go, yay. Complicated. How do I deal with the sadness? Oh, sweetheart, dealing with the sadness when it is the nature of the relationship in your life. I think you accept that it's there because it's a sad situation, and you try to find pieces of yourself outside of that relationship, if that makes sense. Even if there isn't a whole lot you can do to get away from them in the day. There's even if it's, going out in the yard and enjoying the sun on your skin or whatever, like something little every day to keep yourself aware that there's more to life than this, and that can have it when you get free, so that you don't get sunk under the sadness and the despair, right? Connecting with others, like through here or through other groups. I mean, that is one thing like the group coaching is good for, because people have a way to connect when they're feeling like that no one gets it, right? So, and that they can connect through finding some relief in the validation. So things like that can help. What did you say? He just pulled into the parking lot. Oh my gosh. Oh, Belle, I'm so sorry. Okay, well, this is what I'm saying to you. I hope that you're able to get out soon. I know this has been a really long haul for you. Anyway, keep looking toward and I know there's not much to actually stop the hurt, because the hurt's real. So maybe acknowledging and validating that your hurt is real is helpful to you. And again, finding pieces of yourself outside of it as much as you can, starting to build a life in your own head that is not directed back to the narcissist. Because when you're with them, it's all consuming and there is no life of your own. So trying to pull little pieces of yourself in another direction that aren't going toward the narcissist. All right. What are we saying here? He wasn't this way at 17, but at 56, he's covert narcissist. Well, yeah, they get more covert often as they get older, because they learn that the world doesn't revolve around them. Well, they know the world revolves around them, because of course, but they learn that other people won't respond well to that. So they learn behaviors to hide the narcissism. Does that make sense? I can remember watching the psychopath figure out that something wasn't socially acceptable. I can't remember what it was. I think it was telling people that they're wrong. You'd think by almost 50 they'd figure that out, but no. Yeah, it was something that was brought to their attention by someone that mattered to them. Mattered in the sense that they needed to look good in front of. And the person said something like, well, I just can't talk to you if you're going to always have to be right, because it doesn't leave me any room to be who I am, right? And it hit them that the other people feel that way too. And so I remember them reading up on how to talk in ways, which sounds like self-help, right? It sounds like they're going, oh, I do this thing, I should fix that in me. But it really wasn't. It was basically what they take from it is the information on how to change the behavior. It doesn't change their insides, and it doesn't change their intention. It changes the way they act. And so then it comes out kind of passive aggressive, or it comes out kind of very covert, or it makes this really amazing guy that knows how to listen, or gal, whatever, that knows how to listen and all that. But then they'll use that information and turn it on you later on. And when you're wrong, they'll point it out. And they'll use all the gaslighting and narcissistic behavior. They just do it covertly. So yeah, as they're older, it just gets ugly. Okay, I'm going to have to go pretty soon here, doing a short one today, and I will be back next week. Does anybody have anything that they need to talk about or have questions about? You can feel free anytime in these to just do what people were doing here and ask away, and I will scroll back and try and help as many people as are asking. So with that, if you need help, you know where to go. Head over to queenbeing.com. My name is Lise Colucci. If you need coaching help or anything like that, check out the description of every video. There are links to all kinds of ways to find help, including the coaching and the group coaching. So it's down there. And hit subscribe, all the good stuff. If you have anything you want to add to this, add it to the comments. If you have other ways and other reasons that you think, a narcissist was hating on you, or if you have ideas about why narcissists hate that I missed, or even that I didn't miss, or whatever, you agree, you disagree, whatever, hit me up in the comments below, and it might help somebody else. And that would be awesome. So I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye bye.